Hey YouTube, Untamed here. So many people right now are jumping ship from Toyota to other vehicle manufacturers. And as a Toyota enthusiast myself, I can't say I blame them. This right here, this 2024 Toyota Tacoma has been a pretty big disappointment for true enthusiasts out there. Because right now we have a truck that nobody truly asked for. It has a mandatory turbocharged 4-cylinder underneath the hood. It costs an arm and a leg to buy one nowadays. And the quality control, it's just not there. So the main reasons why we often buy Toyotas, we're not getting any of it, right? We normally buy Toyotas because they're affordable, reliable, and simplistic, none of which the 2024 Toyota Tacoma offers now. And between that and just seeing all the engine issues coming out of that new 2022 and up Tundra, people are just kind of gun shy right now. They're no longer interested in putting their hard-earned money toward a vehicle that costs too much and doesn't offer that same level of peace of mind. Instead, people are looking elsewhere. They're going to the GMC Canyon AT4X. They're going to the Chevy Colorado ZR2. They're going to the Ford Ranger Raptor. But I would argue the vehicle that people are jumping to the most right now, people are leaving Toyota for Nissan. They're jumping from that 2024 Toyota Tacoma. Instead of getting that, they're getting this. They're getting a brand new Nissan Frontier because this Nissan Frontier is very reminiscent of the things that we have always grown to love from Toyota. This right here, it checks a lot of the boxes and people are jumping to it for good reason. So in today's video, I'm gonna give you the 5 driving reasons why people are leaving that 2024 Toyota Tacoma in the rear view and jumping to the Nissan Frontier here. So reason number 1, let's get it out of the way. That is, the Nissan Frontier still offers a naturally aspirated platform. This has a 3.8 liter V6 that they've offered for the last 4.5 years here. This has developed a pretty good reputation at this point. Obviously, it had its own little bugs and kinks that they've worked out at the beginning, but nothing that was monumental, nothing that was hugely affecting the durability of the engine at large, a couple of small things. So this gives people much better peace of mind by comparison to that 2.4 liter turbocharged platform over there, the 4-cylinder. Not to mention a little bit better figures out of this one too. You get 310 horsepower and 281 foot-pounds of torque. That is great. It's less complex, easier to work on between the two. And well, that right there, for people who are buying this type of truck, that's what they want. Reason number 2 is the price tag. So these right here are the Pro4X, and these 3 right here. This is technically the top of the line, top trim Nissan Frontier. I mean, let's just look at one of them, give you an idea of how much they want for it. Top of the line trim for the Frontier, and they want just over $44,000 for it. When you look at any one of those examples I just showed you guys over there, TRD Sports, TRD Off Roads, they're all right around $50,000. Some of them up to $54,000 just for the TRD Sport and TRD Off Road. None of those over there have the iForce Max. None of them were the TRD Pro or Trail Hunter, and those are going to be even more. They're going to be up to $65,000 or more, and that's before greedy dealerships want to tack on markups. The difference between Nissan and Toyota is you can come here and get several $1,000s off of that price tag there easily. I'm talking probably $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 off of that price tag if it meant you buying one today. And they would likely give you an exceptional interest rate. We're talking probably 1.9 or 2.9% interest rate over 72 months. That's not uncommon for Nissan to do that. In fact, Nissan Corporate encourages their dealerships to drop the prices 10 to 15% on all new pickup trucks. That's what they encourage. Whereas over there, Toyota, you would guess the opposite. They want to say, hey, milk every dollar possible out of your customer is what you would think. So right here, number 2 reason, price tag. These are much more affordable. And well, you know what? I think an important note to add here would be how much they pay their employees. So the Nissan Frontier, for the folks who don't know, this is built entirely out of Canton, Mississippi. Canton, Mississippi, where they pay on average $20. Maybe $20, a little bit under $20 per hour to their production line workers. Compare that to the Tacoma over there, where they're now built entirely out of Mexico. They pay $2.70 per hour to your average production line worker, assembly line worker down in Mexico. So look at that. We're still getting huge savings here on these pickup trucks, but yet we don't get those savings with Toyota when they're saving that much money in labor costs. I find that pretty disgusting. And one important note to add here when we're talking price tag is you can't help but feel like Toyota is really trying their hardest to get out of debt. Toyota is the company with the largest debt. Outside of any kind of financial industry or financial company, Toyota is the company with the largest debt in the world. $242 billion in debt as of April of this year. When you compare that to Nissan, they're $52 billion in debt as of January of this year. That's the latest number I could find for them. But still, that kind of gives you an idea of where Toyota's coming from. They're trying to get out of debt. They're trying their best to get out of debt, and well, you're paying for it with that Tacoma over there. And reason number 3 is this Nissan Frontier is still very simplistic. It's simplicity at its core, in and out, right? There's not a whole lot of additional bells and whistles and frills and creature comforts on the inside there. It really is pretty bare bones, and a lot of people appreciate that. That's why we've always appreciated Toyota, right? But now Toyota's really pumping out these 12.3-inch infotainment screens, you know, a ton of protection and safety nannies being integrated within it. It's just overdone and it's over complex at this point. The engines in particular have become super complex, especially the i4S Max, or you get the hybridization of that turbocharged 4-cylinder over there. People don't buy that with confidence anymore. You can't buy it with confidence. Whereas this is pretty simple, right? This is a 3.8 naturally aspirated V6. That's pretty simple, right? You can actually work on that. The regular Joe and Jane can actually pop the hood and work on this thing. Well, if your hybridization goes out, your battery goes out on your i4S Max, you're not gonna pop the hood and work on that with full confidence. So simplicity is my reason number 3 of why people are jumping to the Nissan Frontier while they still can. And there is a reason why we are seeing the values of the previous generation Toyota Tacoma here spike up, right? On average, we're seeing them spike up $4,000 to $6,000 just within the last 6 to 7 months. There's a reason for that. People are not impressed with that new turbocharged 4-cylinder platform here, and well, they're trying to jump back to one of these trusty naturally aspirated V6s while they still can. Reason number 4, the Nissan is a lot less mainstream and is a little bit more unique because of that. To give you an idea, to paint a picture, last year in 2023, Toyota sold about 250,000 brand new Toyota Tacomas, about, right? And they kind of range between 240,000 to 260,000. That's kind of the average throughout the last several years. Whereas with the Nissan here, Nissan sells anywhere from like 60,000 to 70,000 per year. That's about 5,000 to 6,000 per month compared to the 17,000 to 22,000 per month for Toyota. So you're going to see a lot less Nissan Frontiers on the road, and to some people, especially people who have owned Nissans in the past, whether it's the Xterra, the Titan, or the Frontier here, people have always kind of appreciated that not everyone and their mother has what they have. And there's some goodness to that. So some people are jumping ship because of that reason alone, I would argue. And my 5th and final reason is the Nissan Frontier here is plenty capable for what anybody who is going to buy this truck would want to do with it. You know, like I mentioned, that 3.8 liter cranks out 310 horsepower, 281 foot-pounds of torque, a 1,200 pound-ish payload capacity. It can tow between 6,200 and 6,400 pounds, depending on the trim in particular. That's plenty. That is plenty for what people would ever need to use their mid-sized pickup truck for. That offers tremendous peace of mind. We don't need 326 horsepower and 465 foot-pounds of torque out of our mid-sized pickup truck, especially when you crank up that price tag to over $65,000. That's a big no thank you. So the 5th and final reason is the Nissan Frontier is plenty capable for what you and I would ever want to do with it. So guys, I'll wrap up the video there. Obviously, a lot of you guys just think I'm totally poking and jabbing at Toyota and that I hate Toyota. I don't. I would love to see Toyota make some positive changes. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to see that. I think the days of having naturally aspirated platforms are a thing of the past for Toyota, right? They're gone away from it. They've collected and cashed in on the tax credits that they get from the government subsidies, all these green credits that they get. They've cashed in on it. Like I said, they're trying to get rid of that debt. That's what they're more focused on. They're less focused on appeasing us, Toyota enthusiasts, and appeasing you, the customer. They just want to crank out as many vehicles as they possibly can and generate the highest amount of profit that they possibly can in the shortest amount of time. That's their focus right now. And you can't blame them because that's, well, most companies are like that. But unfortunately, that's deviated from what Toyota has always stood for in the past, and that's the rub for me, and it should be the rub for you. And based on a lot of your comments, I'm not alone in feeling this way. So I wouldn't blame you whatsoever if you did decide to jump to the Nissan Frontier here. It is a phenomenal truck. I think 9 out of 10 people are going to be plenty happy with it. It's reliable, it's tested at this point, and it's going to give you everything you need and nothing more. So I'll wrap up the video there. If you find any kind of value in this type of content, as always, guy, I do sincerely, respectfully request that you like and subscribe. Your support means a lot, and it definitely doesn't go unnoticed. Until next time.